Hello YouTube, welcome to a new video. My name is Abuzi. On today's video I'm going to show you guys how I edit this image from looking like this to this. And if you guys want to practice along, you can download the raw file and the stock images that I use to edit this image from my Telegram membership channel. It is absolutely free. I'm going to put the link to the Telegram channel under the description of this video. So without any further ado, let's get to editing this picture. So the first thing that I did to this image is I kind of increased the brightness on her face, because as you can see her face is a bit underexposed according to my liking. So what I did is I pressed Command Control J and then I press Command Shift A and take the image to camera raw. So on my camera raw, what I simply did is I just boost up the exposure a bit. Somewhere like this is okay, and then I hit OK. So as you can see, the picture, like all over the picture, has increased its brightness. So what I did to get rid of the other faces and make sure I maintain only the brightness on her face is I added layer mask, and then I press Command or Control I to invert, and then I go over to my gradient tool. I make sure I am on the second option here, and then my foreground is white, and then I drag over and reveal the brightness on her face, as you can see. So if you do before, after, before and after, so basically that's what I did on the first layer. But before I move to layer 2, something I should have mentioned is before you start dragging with your gradient tool on her face to reveal the brightness, you have to come over and click this arrow over here and make sure under basics, these folders that you can see under basics, you are selecting the second option that says either from white to transparent or from black to transparent. So you have to select it, and then you make sure your foreground is white before you start dragging on her face to reveal the brightness. So what I did on the next layer is I just basically add some darkness around the image, like I kind of vignette the image a little. So how I did that is I press Command or Control Alt Shift E to match all the layers, and then on the new layer that I created, I press Command or Control Shift A and take that particular layer to camera raw. So inside camera raw, I select this very option, as you can see, and then I drag and adjust the areas where I want the vignetting to affect my image. And then over here to exposure, you have the ability to darken or brighten the area. So I kind of add some vignetting by darkening the sides a little, and then let me add it a little, and then I hit OK. So as you can see, before, after, before and after, we just add some level of darkness around the image. So let's rename our layers so that we can easily keep track on what we are doing. So let's rename this layer to vignette, and then this layer to can we say reduce, can we just say reduce shadows? Yeah, I think it's okay. On the next layer, I just simply boost up the blues on my image. So what I simply did is I just add LUTs to the image by going to adjustment option here, and then I go to color lookup, and then I browse to my LUTs, as you can see. So going to the desktop, where is the folder tutorial, so I just add this particular LUT. You are going to find these LUTs on the files that I shared on my Telegram channel. So I just add this particular LUT. As you can see, it boosts the level of blues on the image, but notice it affects the face of the model, which is not good at all. So what I did is I just go to my normal brush, and then I switch to black foreground, and then I erase the areas which I don't want the blues to affect, as you can see. So I just simply take my time and erase these areas that I don't really want the blues, as you can see. So I think we are good like this. So let's do before, after, before and after. Let me reduce it a little on her head side. So I think this is okay before and after. So for the next thing that I did is I just add some stock images, like kinda add some leaves here around the image. So what I did is I just go over and navigate to where my stock images are. So I just drag one first, as you can see. So let me open back my Photoshop and then I resize it according to how exactly I just want it to appear on my image. Alright, I think this is good. Then I hit enter, and then going back to the rest of the stocks, and then I add this very second one. As you can see, I think this is just fine, and then I hit enter for the third stock, which is this, and then I added it as well, and then I just simply take it down, and then I hit enter as well. So let's open back our Photoshop so that we can clearly see what we have done and do some little adjustments on the stock images. Alright, I think this is okay, but notice the stock images which I have added are a bit too bright. So what I did is I just underexpose them a little. So what I did is I first select the first stock image which I added, as you can see, and then I go to my adjustment option and then I select hue and saturation, and then I select this particular icon. As you can see, what it does is it clip whatever adjustment I would make on this hue and saturation options here, and then it will limit the effect only to this layer below. So what I did is I just take down the saturation and the lightness to somewhere around like I think it's negative somewhere negative 55. Okay, I think this is okay before and after, and then I select the second stock as well, and then I go to adjustment option, hue and saturation, and then I clip it as well, and then I also take the lightness to somewhere around, I think somewhere around 50 will work. I think this is nice before and after. And then for the last one also, I go to hue and saturation, I clip it, and then I take down the lightness to somewhere around 50 as well. I think 40. Okay, for 3 is nice, before, after, before and after. So the next thing that I did is I just added some level of Gaussian blur to some of the stock images. So let me see. As for this number 8, let me add Gaussian blur to it. So I just went to filter, blur, and then I select Gaussian blur, and then I add to somewhere around 4. Alright, 4.6 is nice. And then for this particular stock, I think it needs some level of Gaussian blur as well. So what I did is I simply went to filter, blur, and then I select Gaussian blur, and I added to somewhere around 20 would be nice. So I added somewhere around 20. Alright, this is okay. Alright, so basically that's what I did to the stock images. So before I move to the next step, let me group them. Let me select all of them, and then I press Command or Control G, and then we can rename them to can we rename them to, let me see, let's rename them to leaves overlay, and then we hit enter. So let's do overall before, after, before and after. So the next thing that I did is I added some light overlays by going to my stock images, and then I drag the light overlay, as you can see, and then I rotate it to how exactly I want it to appear on my image. Okay, I think this is okay. Then I hit enter, and then I change the blend mode from normal to screen, and then I added the light overlay again. So this time around what I did is I also rotate it, and then I hit enter, and then I also changed the blend mode from normal to screen. And then what I did next is I added layer mask to the extra light, because not every part of the light that I want it to be visible on my image. What I did is I make sure I'm selecting my normal brush and my foreground is black, and then I brush over and hide all the lights that I don't really want them to appear on my image, as you can see. And then on the other light as well, I added a layer mask, and then I also get rid of the light which I really don't want them to be visible, so something like this, as you can see. So let's group the lights, and then we rename them to red lights overlay, and then we hit enter. So let's do before, after, before, and after. So the next thing that I did is I added like some extra light here above the image. I added empty layer, and then I go over to my brush, the color of my brush, and I double click and sample the color of the light that is behind my model. I think this is okay. Then I make sure I'm selecting my normal brush, I increase the size of the brush, and then I click just once on this side of the image. So what I did is I changed the blend mode from normal to screen, and then I reduced the opacity from 100 to somewhere around 50, 58. I think this is nice. On the other part as well, I added empty layer. I double click on the color of my brush, and then I sample the blue here, and then I also click on the other side of the image, as you can see. And then I as well change from normal to screen, and then I reduce the opacity from 100 to somewhere around, let's say 60 or 60 something will be fine. All right, this is nice. So let's do before and after. Then I merge both the light layers and I group them, and let's name them to extra lights, and then we hit enter. So let's do before, after, before, and after. But as you can see, it seems too much on the image. So what we are going to do here is we are going to reduce the opacity of the overall folder to somewhere around 50 would be nice. So let's do before, after, before, and after. I think this is perfect for me. So the next thing that I did is I kinda add some cinematic look around the leaves here below by going to my adjustment option, color lookup, and then I browse to my color lookup, and then I make use of this particular lot, and then I click open. But notice it affects like the whole of the image. So what I did is I press Command Control I to invert and hide the effect, and then I change my brush color to white, and then I just brush around the area of the leaves, as you can see. I think this is okay. So let's do before, after, before, and after. So in editing this image, that is basically the complex things that I have done. The rest are the usual. That's the frequency separation. I went ahead and do the normal frequency separation on my image using the 16-bit frequency separation action, which you can as well download from my Telegram membership channel. I did frequency separation. I removed the little blemishes we could get on our model's face, and then after the frequency separation, I simply move ahead and did and play my dodge and burn action. And I didn't basically do dodge and burn together. I only dodge the forehead and then some part of the face. After dodge and burn, I basically move to using my level adjustment layer and boost the brightness on my model's face. And then after that, I play the clean teeth and eyes action, which I brighten the eyes, and that's it. So basically that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so that you won't miss any of my new content. Let's meet in another video.